Hello everybody, Andrew Casey at Hypersanity Audiobooks. Today I'm doing the newbie tag. I may not necessarily be new, though this channel is new, and it's a different type of concept I want to take with this channel. I have Hypersanity Audiobooks, I also have Hypersanity Books for Kids. I have two other channels. One is music videos with animal compilations, and then another one which is Hypersanity Gaming. I touch more on doing music videos within that, telling a different type of story. Sometimes it's just having a bit of fun doing what you love. And with this channel, I think audiobooks is a subject that needs to be explored further, because I think the psychology behind audiobooks will help within this channel. For now, we'll just get into it. Number 1. Why I started the channel. I started the channel because I found it was a new market to get into. I also found I was against audiobooks for a lot of years. I have spoken on my other channel, Hypersanity Books. I also have Hypersanity Books for Kids, which is a bit more light-hearted and different book reviews are done there. I also do book tags on Hypersanity Books for Kids, and in Hypersanity Books I do case study videos, more breaking down on characterizations and certain psychology. I don't have a psychology degree, therefore it's just one of those things. As an author, I do a lot of research, but it doesn't mean I pretend that I am an expert within the field. However, with audiobooks, it shows with certain MRIs and different studies have shown the same 3 areas of the brain light up similar when reading. So doing the comparison, I would say reading is like lifting heavy weights with low reps for bodybuilders, and then toning is like listening to audiobooks. I think there is a market where it's good for both. I used to have a 20 book read ratio to 1 audiobook. Now I do 4 to 1 ratio. I read 4 books per 1 audiobook I get through. And I think within this channel, I think starting this channel was a good decision. I also do have 2 other channels, Hypersanity Animals, which are music videos that can be quite inspiring, and then I have Hypersanity Gaming. I touch on some different videos that I do within that channel as well, and I do pay for the licensing for certain songs, so I don't like it when people try to flag it, because I got to go through that whole process again to have it unflagged. Question 2. What can I bring to this channel? Well, I have reviewed Bruce Campbell's audiobook, and I quite enjoyed it. I think it is a different approach with an audiobook compared to reading the book itself. And there are certain books that are narrated well that should have recognition as an audiobook, not as a book review. There are other books that are interesting to read, especially in the third-person omniscient perspective. I also enjoy A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens every year. I enjoyed Patrick Stewart doing the audiobook. There are different books that have been written that are especially for game fantasy books. They are more engaging as audiobooks than reading the book. And I think there's just something else within the market of psychology that works well, previously mentioned, for audiobooks. I think a lot of self-help books and just different books on how you can hear things, like in Robert Kiyosaki's book Fake. He did repeat a few things within the book, but when you're learning on a new subject matter, I found that was useful. So as an audiobook review, I think it's one that needs to be reviewed as an audiobook compared to paperback. Question 3. Where do you like to read? On my other video from Hypersanity Books for Kids, I talked about reading around the home. I have a nice sized home with a few areas that are nice to sit down and read a book comfortably. With audiobook, I prefer walking my dogs and listening to audiobooks. Depending on the time of the week, especially weekends, I usually walk the dogs twice a day for an hour each. And I enjoy listening to certain audiobooks. I have different walking paths that I take that are quite safe, so I keep myself aware of my surroundings, but I get immersed in the audio. Question 4. Why do you like reading? I like reading for a number of factors. Information, getting immersed into a story. I have also just enjoyed learning from different books that other people have written. With audiobooks specifically, I think the same sort of thing. I think there are certain books I would rather listen to as an audiobook, especially if we are talking the self-help market or different third-person perspective. I think audiobooks are a good way to go. There are other books that I do prefer to read more specifically, though I have come around in the last 2 months to enjoy audiobooks. Question 5. What book series got you into reading? Well, it all began in my childhood with Goosebumps, and I led into Animorphs. From there, I did take on a lot of different books and different genres. I also found with audiobooks, I first gave Ghostbusters a shot. I did a few other books in between, but one that did creep me out was Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones audiobook, my wife's son said give it a go, seeing I didn't like the series. Oh my gosh, the sexual content within the audiobook and hearing the narrator talk sensually into my ear, similar to someone else trying to creep me out. And it was worse because it was 3 minutes of a brother with the Daenerys character. Yeah, it just didn't go well for me. And then to top it all off, it got more explicit with some of the details, and the person who did the audiobook sounded like my university professor. And I told him that. And then I didn't just tell him that, I showed my university professor how his voice was similar within the audiobook and how creepy it was. Getting into audiobooks, I think the book Fake by Robert Kiyosaki got me into audiobooks to enjoy more. And I think there is a different approach with, as I said, self-help books or books on finance, books on certain problem solving. I think audiobooks the way to go. Question 6. Favorite genre to read? I don't mind a lot of science fiction. I think science fiction challenges big ideas. And then sometimes I think those big ideas are becoming part of our real world. Then there are other parts of science fiction where it can be disappointing towards a repetition on the same type of storytelling, like time-traveling Terminators. I am open to a lot of different genres. I have enjoyed romance books, not my genre, and there are a few that have been written well, especially for characterization. Characterization is one of the biggest points that I do focus on with any type of story. Specifically for audiobooks, I do see myself going through certain audio biographies by different authors and different people. And I do understand a lot of ghostwriters might be writing the story, though not necessarily bad. And I felt Bruce Campbell's book, it did confirm a ghostwriter did the book, but he narrated his own story well. And I felt like it was a lot more down to earth hearing him narrate his book than for someone else to narrate it. Number 7. Challenges for BookTube. Well, I don't see there being as many challenges to do BookTube now. I have reduced my work to working 3 days and night shifts a week, and then the rest of the time I have off. I have plenty of time to work on YouTube and BookTube. I do my other channels, and I work on some writing. I do think I can make the time to make it work. There will be different challenges that will come forward, and I think one of the big ones for audiobooks is recommendations. So if you do have different recommended stories that you'd like me to review on this channel or any of my other channels, I do want to do some more audiobooks. So I definitely am open to different recommendations. And if you have written a book, please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what your book is, and I may have a good look at it, especially if it's an audiobook specifically for this channel. Take a look throughout the channel. I'll leave a link to the other 2 book channels at the end of this video as well. Otherwise, that's it for today, and I will see you all next time.